Next up, we have Go to Market Faster with innovative supply chain collaboration. Let us welcome Wang, the CEO of HWTrek. Welcome.
Hi, afternoon. So I'm Lucas. I'm the CEO founder of the HWTrek. What we do is we connect you with various kind of design manufacturer resources. And thank you for the host Global Source today to invite me to share a little bit how we can help you guys to access the world of design manufacture and then to tackle the IoT market. So I was not just talking about how to find a manufacturer because usually it's boring. It's more than like talking about it just like being there in Shenzhen or in Hong Kong. So let me start with the IoT market. So what it is now, as you can see this picture, I love this one. This chart is good. The reason why is I want to emphasize that the IoT today is not just a product or not just a sector. It's an impact to every sectors that you know. So everything. Everything will get impacted by the IoT market. And then you can see clearly this is the trend. This is the future. So how can you tag along? How can you get on board of this huge spaceship going to sail for 10 years? So you can check on this. If I am any kind of a service provider, I'm in startups, I'm investors, I want to build something. I want to look for some IoT product. So this is the thing you're going to see. What happened? Various kind of applications, because IoT is more complicated than ever before. Also means lots of opportunities. So, but the problem is, when you see this kind of chart, so where to find your partners, where you can find your customers, and then how to build your products or your service. We can start with this. It's easy to understand using this chart, hopefully. And IoT is now, it's not just like a PC anymore, or set-top box, phone, wearable. We can have a very structured, very standard structure. Very standard hardware, structure, spec, requirements. People will know, I want this screen larger, smaller. I want the battery to last a little bit more, 2 hours. No, IoT is not like that. This is something if you want to build an IoT products or solutions. So you need a cloud, of course. You need the service control. You need the business logic here. You need the end control devices and also the sensors. Of course, you can find lots of sensors here today. The problem is you have to combine them into a solution. I can use this chart, for example. On the left side, you can see looks like a street light, but it is a smart street light. And then people were telling me about, okay, street light, smart, LED, what else? No, this smart street light is, it collects information, temperature, people around it, traffic, air conditions, everything. And why? Because they want to collect the data of the outer street, so you just walk out and then think about what happened to this city today. I don't know, there's a huge event here, so what about the air condition? What about the traffic condition? What about how can I get there? So this kind of the streetlight city is already deployed in the small cities in US, and then you can guess out who are behind this. You're probably going to tell me like hey, this is a streetlight. Nothing exciting or sexy, right? It's not sexy. But I can tell you a little bit who is behind this. General Electronics, they build the whole streetlight, really. Advantech, they are doing this control box. Who is supporting the wireless communication? AT&T. Who is supporting the cloud? AWS. Who is providing the business logic? The company I forgot. So the key is how. If we want to catch up those opportunities, how? So we can learn from the enterprises, what enterprises are doing. I'm not talking about the startups today. I'm more talking about what big companies are doing today, and I can share a little bit information of that, so you can see even big enterprises are doing similar stuff. So why are you not doing this? First of all, I can use the example of the Toyota. I'm not too sure people familiar with this free-wheel bike. It's actually the bike. Anyone see it? No? Okay, it's a very pretty design, the bike, the e-bike by Toyota. It's an experimental projects. It's from Toyota companies. They want to experiment on the next generation of communication, communication in the city. So they want to try different things. How do they do this? Instead of the internal R&D, they collaborate with the small company outside to design the whole thing. Because why? Because small companies, they know the dynamic of the market. And then Toyota has the resource to build the whole thing. So this is a very good example, one. The other example is people you know. Facebook, you're using this every day. So now, you probably heard of this area, they call it Area 404. If we have the engineer here, you know 404 means you click something you shouldn't, or you cannot find the page you like. So why they call this? Because they want to expand beyond online. They want to move on to the next stage. So they built this lab. Okay, I haven't got a chance to visit them. I want to do, of course, but you can see that why they are trying to build this, because they want to expand their touch with you, not just online, but here, in the physical world. More, General Electronics, I just mentioned it. They also claim today, they claim themselves as 24 years old of software startups. They call themselves startups today. Why? They know the existing model of selling this giant machine, the whole thing, it has to change today. So they try to turn the whole everything, and then they want to build the innovation startups. They want to consider themselves as a software companies, or service company in the future. So what do? They open for opportunities to work with them. They build a cloud. So probably some of you will use that in the future. If you try to sell something to the factory, to the power plant, or to some utility companies, you will see that. The whole thing is changing. Another example from Japan. This watch is actually from the famous companies from Japan, Sony. But they did not use the Sony brand. They create the whole thing. They start the whole startup team outside the Sony, or semi-outside the Sony, and then they try to build this something different, and then they try to something new. Also, a very good example, NASA. They are also open everything to public, to you. Now, today, if you want to apply their technologies, now is a good time. So how do you do this? What kind of IoT solutions we think there's a potential? This is a very good example. I love them. We have another one, but we cannot share the detail. This one's we found online, very similar. This is so-called a healthy cow. Yes, cow. That which produce milk and delicious steak. I think this scenario is milk. So they want to connect cow. How do you connect cow and then measure the health of cow to make sure that they can produce a very healthy milk, or I don't know, something else? So the example of this is they try to attach the sensors on the cow, and then in the farm situation, these guys, and you have to make sure your device can actually be used in that kind of situation. Cow, step on them, people throw away, like kick them. So you have to make sure this harsh environment, you can still collect data, and then you have the very good business logic behind it. I can determine what kind of statics, what kind of numbers, what kind of situation I have to deal with. Should I feed them more? Should I give them more warmer? Or should I take care of something else, give them pills? So now this kind of the IoT application will be the mainstream. So which means that it's time for you to go to the farm. Have fun then. Another good example, people love it. I always see people using this kind of example. Robotics arm, everything. And then people can think about that. People see robotic, get excited. I don't think that the robot is something we can see it on the HBO Western world last night. I don't think that's the truth, but this kind of robotic arm is coming today. The healthcare, medical things is the first, but more and more you can see that they call the collaborative robotic arm, which means that you actually work with the robotic arm instead of you lock the arm in the whole stage and then people just monitor it. No, people try to build something like, actually, I work together with the arm on site. So we call them, this is the future. Okay, so how can we respond that? This section I just want to share about how we can work together with those guys, how we can find a place to find a resource. This is a very good place. This is a very good venue. This is 1 time, 2 times per year. And then this is just walking around. So how can you keep this momentum going on after finish the whole thing? So we think that people are talking about this. How can we deliver a very good value of the IoT projects? Matchmaking and collaboration. Why? Like I said, it's very complicated today. So you have to have this kind of things. This is a very good example I love to talk about today. When you try to build something, not just buying something, you try to do a little bit custom made in the future. So probably your engineers, probably your team using the tool to work on that. But today, this kind of tool, you can actually work together today with the CNC shop in Shenzhen, or your team probably in Hungary or in Poland or in Japan. You can work together online, and then you can see what kind of features people are talking about, and then what kind of design modification you like, and you can see the track. So then you can very soon to send this to the factory, and then to get whatever you want back. So this is a kind of collaboration platform today. Lots of people are using it, so I also encourage you to encourage your engineers to use that, to take a try. So in the future, quick recap of that. We think that in the future, the world will be looks like this. The manufacturer design world will looks like this. Production on the other side, supplier on this side, the fab there, customers here, cover there. The service provider teach you how to do it. The core is the platform. Like the platform today you join. It's very nice. You have to find it. And then to build a very good platform here. So, advertisement time. So, what are we? So, what do we do actually? HWTrek, HWTrek, we actually connect you with those suppliers, designs, vendors, even retail for you. So, you can work on one place and then to connect all the resources you need. So, this is us. So, how big are we? We are also a startup. But we work hard, so right now on the platform we have around 10,000 professional users on that. It's all business to business, there's no consumer, there's all business. We're talking about project, we're talking about opportunity, we're talking about how we can deliver value. So then we have around 8,000 creators, 2,000 more projects on the platform. We can go on there to check on that, anything you like, tailor-made a little bit, but one platform. This is a brief how you can see on the platform how people work today or how we help people to work today. We said this plot on the right-hand side, we call the creator. Like you, maybe. I want to create a project. I want to help the hospital to running better. I want to help the elder management service to be better. So I'm looking for hardware. I'm looking for a little bit more. I want to tailor-make things. I want service. So where you can find them? Here is the place we felt that you should be the creator. Everybody could be the creator. And then the other side, we help you to find an expert who can help you to build the solutions. So this is our service start. We got a couple of the partners, and then Microsoft, all the usual suspects, of course. Lately, we forgot to do this. We are also the partner of the Global Source, of course, and then also we are the partner of Amazon Launchpad. So we help people not just manufacture things, design things. We also help you to connect to the retail. So this is the some of the projects selective. You can see IoT mostly. We do industrial, consumers, everything here. Healthcare a little bit. And this is the footprint of our creators coming from. 80-90% coming from US, Europe. And then the other thing is 20% is coming from mostly India, Japan, Korean. And selected supply chain experts So you can find that mostly here, of course, and also you can find it online together with a global source. We can help you to find the more qualified vendors. A little bit statistic, you can see that 45% is coming from US, Europe, and 25%, 45% North America, 25% Europe, and 90% IoT related. We have 20 to 40 projects on board every week. So how do we help people? It's very easy. Our model is help people to find a better solutions. This is what we do. We do matchmaking. So first of all, we need to help you guys find a good business leads. No matter it's the requirements for design service or it's a product. The tailor-made products, we help you to find it online 24/7. No worry about that traffic. You can join the show, enjoy it, and then keep working on online after a week after this. Second, matchmaking. Today the world is big. It's complicated. IoT needs lots of the elements. So how can you identify what kind of things you need today? So we can help you. We have very good data. We have a very good matching process. We help you to do that. Of course, the last one will be we identify some IoT trend. Because everything online today is dynamic. So which means that probably we don't have to rely on some of the market report. So we will issue our report because real time we know what people are looking for. We can teach you today, say IoT things, wearable, drop 20%. Now industry, something get up 20%, but industry IoT is huge. So where should I look at them? We can teach you that. This page just shows some screenshots, so it's not beautiful made. It's still old version. We help you to manage the whole thing. It's a little bit like a CRM. Manage your customers, manage your supply chain online. So easier, very light. Basically, you don't have to learn. And this is a page I like. We just released our new features. I guess most of them here use some kind of WeChat because you have to use WeChat to communicate here, right? And then back home, I use email. I use lots of tools. But the problem is I want to keep managing my supply chain, these things, keeping simple, keeping clean. So basically on a platform, you can keep everything related to your supply chain partners, your project partners here. You can manage the whole thing, documents, connections, link, everything here. You can talk to your suppliers, 3, 4 at the same time under the same topic. For example, if I screw up something, back to the street light cases. If I want to deploy this smart street lights and then suddenly it is not working, so what do? You have to call 5, 4 vendors you know to make sure everybody works together and then to find out what happened. So this is a scenario we're trying to offer to people, say, probably you shouldn't do that. You can use WeChat, of course. You can use email, of course. But at the end, you need someone in the one place, respond, track the history at the same time. So easily manage your customers, manage your supply chain partners here with us, with our help. That will be us. It's a quick introductions. We can always share more. You can find our information here. This is our official WeChat account. You can get the information, but my apology, that will be all in Chinese. But the platform is all in English. The WeChat is our Chinese channel. So if you need English, anything information, just go on our platform directly. You can see anything you needed. And then other than that, always welcome to connect with me. Today, again, we try to build this platform to make sure that everybody can deliver these IoT projects successfully, faster, easier, more efficient. Okay, that's my introduction. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucas.